right. Hello, writers. Welcome to Lesson 6, where we're going to tackle the counter-argument. So today we are going to really get in the head of our audience. Who are we writing to? And almost picture it like a conversation. We're saying one thing. What might they say back to us? And how can we counter that? So we're going to think about what are their best arguments, right? What would they respond with? And choose one of those and go ahead and respond to it. And that will become the third paragraph in our body paragraphs, third paragraph in our essay. Okay, so to do this, we really want to picture somebody that we're writing to, almost like a conversation. So you could even picture this like you're actually talking to them. And I appreciated some of you were even doing this last week, which was great. You already I could tell, had somebody in mind. Oh, I know who I want to try and convince. And so with this, you can picture, okay, but what would they say back to you? Okay, so that's how you want to start. So for example, with mine, I'm trying to convince somebody the Bay Area is a great place to live. So you could picture somebody specific, like one person is my friend Natalie, who lives in Seattle, and she thinks that's the best place to live. Or you could just kind of make up just a general person that you're trying to convince. So obviously, my opinion in my essay is all about how the Bay Area is a great place to live. Now, I need to think about what somebody might say to argue against that. What might be their response? The thing that they might say, yeah, but... And there is one thing that definitely comes to mind first when I think about this, which is that the Bay Area is too expensive, which quite frankly is a pretty good argument on their part, right? Because it is a pretty expensive place to live, and it does make it difficult for a lot of people to afford to live here. Now that's going to be the basis of my counter argument, right? Because it's almost like beating them to the punch, right? It's almost like, I know what you're going to say, that it's too expensive, but here's what I say to counter that. That's my counter argument. So let's look at what that looks like. In my essay organizer, okay, so we're now at the counterclaim. I'm going to think about that point, okay? And I'll even start my paragraph by saying, some people might say, okay, and in this case, the Bay Area is too expensive. Again, it's hard to type on a stack of books. Some people might say the Bay Area is too expensive. Okay, now, like I said, this is a pretty good argument on their part. So now I have to think about how can I counter that argument. So here's what I'm thinking I can do in response. Some people might say the Bay Area is too expensive, and I'm just going to write this as notes for right now. But incomes are also higher. So yes, it's more expensive to live, but people tend to make more money. Okay, and I'm also going to make a little note, and this is a little tip for you. I'm putting an R for that's research. So that just tells me I want to look up the average income in the area. Okay, because I'm pretty sure that the Bay Area income is higher than the national average. But I just want to look that up so that, again, like we talked about yesterday, I have some specific information. Here's the average income of the United States. Here's what it is in the Bay Area. I'm hoping that will back up my argument. So the income's higher here. Another way I could counter that is that to talk about the weather, which I know sounds strange, but the weather is mild, which means less heating and cooling costs. Okay, so for example, somebody living in Buffalo, New York spends a lot of money every winter heating up their house so they don't freeze. Somebody in Phoenix has to spend the whole summer with their AC cranked up, which does cost quite a bit of money. Here in the Bay Area, we don't really have to spend as much money on those utilities. Okay, so that's one place you would save some money. And the other thing I was thinking about going back to one of my other arguments, which is that there's so much to do. And so many different kinds of places. You really don't need to travel. Or at least travel that far, right? We don't need to go to the Alps to ski because we can go a couple hours and go to Lake Tahoe. We don't have to go very far to go surfing or enjoy a sandy day at the beach. So that's another place where we could argue that, yeah, it's expensive, but really, then you don't have to leave once you're here. And finally, I'm thinking something around the idea of it's worth it. Okay, so maybe going back to my other arguments of there's so much to do, it has such beautiful weather that, yeah, it might be more expensive, but there's so many other perks and other pluses that those outweigh that argument. Okay, so this is how you start to craft a counterclaim. All right, so these would be my notes, and then I would turn these into a paragraph. So that's your right now for today, is to get in the head of somebody who you might be having a conversation or an argument with, and imagine their response. What would they say as their, yeah, but fill in that blank? And once you think of that response, or if there's multiple responses, think about maybe one of their stronger arguments if you want to challenge yourself, and come up with your own counterclaim. Okay, what would you say to that? And then you can start your sentence the same way I did. Some people might say, and fill in their argument actually. And then you will start on your counterclaim. What would you say in response to that? Kind of beating them to the punch and saying, I know what you're going to say. You might say this, but here's what I would say to that. So there, mic drop. Okay, so that's your task for today. And hopefully by now or by the end of this week, you should have all 3 of your body paragraphs done and well on your way to finishing our opinion essay by next week or next week. Happy writing.